All right, good morning. If you're just waking up with us this morning, Josh Marthers, when will we start to see some impacts from Hurricane Matthew?
Well, we're already starting to see some rain bands moving in. What was that, Brad?
So we were talking about that 108-mile-an-hour wind gust, the strongest that they've felt so far in Florida. My guess is it has to be do that outer
right there.
band. At the Air Force Base, I think it was an Air Force tower that got it.
Which probably in government speak translates to Cape Canaveral Space Center, Kennedy Space Center, I'm sure is what that is. So, there it is. The hurricane is well defined on the radar. I know the satellite presentation overnight was a little ragged. That happens as the storm goes through inner eye wall replacement cycles, and also it's starting to lift a little bit farther north, and these storms change a little bit as they lift to the north. Let's show you the satellite image, and you can see that. Look how large the storm has become, a rapidly expanding storm now across the southwestern Atlantic. The center is down here just to the east of Cape Canaveral, but look at the circulation impacts going all the way up into the mid-Atlantic states. This is a large hurricane, and as it moves to the north, we're going to already see some rain moving in. Look at the heavy showers developing in Georgetown County, moving across parts of Berkeley County, back now even west of I-95. Pretty decent band trying to organize too here off the Charleston County coast. We're going to be keeping an eye on that this morning. So as you rush your plans to completion and try to evacuate, if you haven't left surge-prone areas yet, it's a good idea to get out of those areas. You still have time before the dangerous surge arrives late tonight and into tomorrow. So if you have not evacuated, I strongly urge you do so if you're in surge-prone areas, as that will be the largest risk here, as we're expecting a 4 to 8 foot storm surge along our coast with 8 to 14 inches of rain on top of that. Today's high near 79 with the rain developing. Northeast winds at around 10 this morning. They'll be picking up to around 30 by this afternoon. On our high-resolution forecast model, you can see northeast winds with us through the day today. There will be passing showers. The best chance for rain, though, holds off until this afternoon. And look what happens this evening as the core of the storm begins to lift up the Georgia coastline. Widespread heavy rain develops. By 9 p.m., the wind will start to pick up. We're talking at this point around 20 to 30 miles per hour inland, 30 to 40 miles per hour along the coast. Then overnight, the rain ramps up, and this is going to be a wind-driven rain at midnight. I think tropical storm conditions will be likely along our coastline, meaning that winds could be as high as 40 or 50 miles per hour, more like 30 or 40 back inland. And remember, depending on the exact track of the low and the center of the storm, these can change just a little bit. But as we go through the day, we'll have a little bit more of a definitive timeline on this. By 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, we're looking at widespread heavy rain, and this is when that major flooding will begin as the core of Matthew moves up the coast. 6 o'clock, I want you to watch this map and pay attention to me right here, because this is when we think the potential for that surge will really start to come into play right around daybreak tomorrow into the morning hours, and here's why. Notice the wind arrows here screaming off the Atlantic. Well, the center of circulation is going to be near or just to the east of Savannah around 6 o'clock in the morning. And what happens is that wind shoves the ocean up against the coast, and it's lifted up over the land. And in those surge-prone areas right along the immediate coastline and around the tidal creeks, we could see inundation of 4 to 8 feet. And this is going to be a big deal. Finally, as we go through the day tomorrow, this will subside. So here are your impacts again. 35 to 50 mile per hour winds inland with gusts of 50 to 65. 40 to 55 mile per hour winds sustained along the coast. That's after dark tonight through the day tomorrow with gusts up to hurricane force. 8 to 14 inches of rain likely. Rain and surge, those are our two big ticket items. That's the greatest threat to life and property, with 8 to 14 inches of rain and a 4 to 8 foot surge producing significant inundation of our coastline. We're coming right back.